let's quickly go to Maseko Rekhlaga. She's in Alexandra, where the lawless looting continues this morning. We saw you earlier, Maseko, and it was chaotic scenes there with very few police and people just looting as if they were shopping without a care in the world, because they could, I suppose.
Annika, you know what? I think the situation in South Africa and in the country has come to a part that I think a lot of us won't understand. My colleague Teddy and I will try and go close for you to speak to these workers. They are so scared. This lady who's standing there was literally crying as she was pleading with police to please come to the Pan-African pharmacy. She works there. She says that they were trying to get in, and now they've got these are 3 vans. There were 4 earlier on. The other one has left. They've loaded all the machines and medical supply into these vans so that if the looters do gain access into the pharmacy, at least the medication would still be safe. Let me try and speak to one of them about trying to save the stuff. Puti, unjani?
Siyaphila mama nje.
Ngiyaphila. So usebenza la Alex Pharmacy, Pan African Pharmacy.
Hayi mina sebenza under Richard plumbing and electrical.
Oh, so niyabasiza nje ukuthi bahambise izinto zakho.
Lo doctor sikumsiza laba phezulu. Sikumyenzele electric yakhe yonke into nje yonke ibiza thina.
Okay. All right, good. Well, Annika, I'm just going to go out because Teddy and I are not necessarily safe over here. As you can see, as these workers load, the looters are at Standard Bank and the other shops busy warning them that they're going to come and attack them. But the guy that I just spoke to says he's actually a plumber and he usually works at the pharmacy to help with plumbing. But as soon as he saw the workers and how desperate they were, he decided that they should assist them with loading all their medical supply, etc., to take it back, to take it away from the store. But I just want to, if I have time, Annika, I'm hoping Teddy and I will have a bit of time. I want to go on this big intersection in Alexandra. If you have been here before, this intersection is one that you definitely know. The irony about Pan-African Mall and how they've burnt it and looted it is that this mall was actually launched by former President Jacob Zuma a few years ago, telling the people of Alexandra that it's a mall for their convenience and it's a mall for their employment. It's the same mall that they've destroyed under the banner of protecting that very president who launched this mall to promise them a brighter future. So we're at this intersection. I'm in the middle, Annika, and I wanted to give you, Teddy and I wanted to give you a 360. So as you can see, police officers very outnumbered. There's a huge crowd of people waiting on the other side of this intersection right there in front of you. They keep coming back. They keep provoking the police officers, and it doesn't matter how many rounds of rubber bullets they unleash, the crowd keeps coming back. And if you turn this way, you'll see the destruction in terms of the stores that are on the sides of the road here in Alexandra. All of them burnt, all of them damaged, all of them looted. You'll see on the floor products that are sprawled across the floor. You see boxes of shoes that were sold inside these stores. You'd find even groceries on the floors, on the streets of this part of Alexandra. And as you turn, I told you already about Pan-African Mall. In front of you, you also see a fire truck. It's there, Annika, because of the fire that is still raging on in these stores that have been set alight by the looters overnight. Most of the people we spoke to who work in these stores, Annika, say that everything was normal when they knocked off yesterday. Everything seemed fine. They tried to come back to work this morning, and this is what they find. Pan-African Mall, absolutely nothing left of Pan-African Mall. Every restaurant, every store looted, and there's also smoke coming out from that mall. But as you can see, police officers also turning back some people who are trying to make their way to wherever they were trying to go, whether it's home or they were trying to get to friends or whatever. Police will not let them go. On the other side, Annika, is another big crowd. That's the crowd that has been threatening to go into the pharmacy and threatening to harm those who work there. And the visuals we showed you of them getting assistance to load the medical supply onto those vans so that they can leave. So a little bit calm right now, but I don't know if calm is actually the right word. It's never been like this it's not like this as often in Alexandra. You know, it's quite a busy intersection, but as you can see, there's like there's a lot of action in terms of trying to make sure that this crowd doesn't get close to the stores.
I mean, two things, Maseko. One is I'm sure that there are people desperately relying on chronic medication from that pharmacy, so that's extremely sad. But also just the way these people are standing there with no fear, seemingly waiting to come and loot, because there's sort of impunity. The police look pretty helpless. They're just standing there, and the one with the odd rifle, yeah, they look fearless.
That's true, Annika. I mean, at some point, you know, we do chat to the police officers as we're here on the ground, and one of them said to me, Sissy, have you heard anything about reinforcement? Where are the soldiers to help us? There's too many of these people for the few of us. We won't be able to maintain law and order. They keep trying to come back. So the police officers themselves also asking themselves, where are the soldiers to be able to assist them? Where is the SANDF? They say that they haven't seen any of them to assist here in Alexandra, which police officers admit is usually a very problematic area when it comes to situations such as this. But you're quite right, Annika. All the people who are waiting on either side of this intersection are literally waiting for a gap to be able to go back into these stores and take whatever it is that is left. You know, at some point, some of them would leave a box behind, act as if they're running away. As soon as the police officer turns around, that person tries to come back to fetch the box that they had put on the ground. So, and here and there, Annika, to be honest with you, while I was watching, they even so brave that they even provoke the police officers. So if a police officer shoots 1 or 2 rounds, the crowd starts not only to throw rocks, but they start to try and approach the police officers. But of course, you know, you don't want to get a rubber bullet anywhere near you, so they do cower in the end. But they can see, Annika, to be honest with you, this crowd can see that the police officers are not enough. We're seeing finally visuals of an SANDF member. He is seemingly here alone. I'm not seeing anybody else or a vehicle. I'm not sure if he is alone. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm seeing nobody else. He did greet the police officers as he walked by, but I'm not seeing a vehicle that dropped him off. But he's definitely wearing the correct regalia. It's not one of those fake ones. So I'm not sure if he's going to meet his other colleagues a bit later on or what's happening. Let's try follow him and see exactly where he'll go. Annika, I'm not going to try and speak to an SANDF member. I've tried that before, and they are not as patient as police. They won't kindly tell you that they are not allowed to speak to the media. They will tell you with a few swear words mixed in that.
Oh,
so
really?
I'm just wondering where he's going and why he's alone.
He looks like he's looking for a place to crash, Maseko.
You know, Annika, what
he looks like he's
I don't know if perhaps he's
lay his head. I mean, he's got his duffel bag there. Maseko, we're going to the justice briefing now, and we'll touch base with you a little later, but we're expected to hear more detail from government security ministers on their efforts to try and bring the crippling riots under control. Looting continuing there in parts of Johannesburg this morning.